Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes the Week. The best thing you can do for this channel is bang that like button like it's Sydney Sweeney in a sundress, so it reaches a wider audience. Also, before I get on with the memes, first a word from today's sponsor, the Red Pill Ring. The Freemasons have their own rings and now so do we. When another MGTOW sees your gold, silver, or bronze ring, he's going to know exactly what it means and that both of you have the same value system. Now all we have to do is make a secret handshake. Please visit redpillring.com today to get your precious ring. Do it fast before Gollum with boobs stops you. And now on with the memes. Number one, to celebrate Pride Parade in Toronto, they have a gay police car in Canada. Maybe the passenger gets to sit on the driver's lap. But if you do this, beware of speed bumps. I also wonder if they identify as police. People are always not taking the cops here seriously, and now we have this. Then again, maybe they just wanted to be in the parade. Also, how often are we, the taxpayers, going to pay to have the letters and colors on that car flag changed? Up next, to continue celebrating Canada, the one you grew up in is the one on the left, and the one you live in now is on the right. That's right, our whole country has had nation reassignment surgery, and it now identifies as California. But why did they them cut their hair short? It was much nicer longer. Also, just a reminder, we used to have hot sunshine girl models in the Toronto Sun, and now they've been turned into unattractive wokesters. Number three, modern $500 million movie productions are made carefully to please this specific person. You know you failed in life if this is your child, but at least it looks like she eats well. Then again, maybe I shouldn't presume that this is a she and that they actually have they-them pronouns. I remember seeing this person in Demolition Man and laughing at him. Seeing him today in today's world is not so funny anymore. Moving on, drizzle, and remember guys, as a real man, you should never watch your woman, if you're dumb enough to date, struggle with bills. Instead, dump her and find one with her own money. You deserve to be spoiled in your very own soft guy era. Remember guys, women today look at a man as a paycheck so they can bank their own savings while spending his. Number five, this Massey University's Queef Fat Studies lecturer and fatalicious feminist dies suddenly in her sleep at the age of 42. Her heart attack didn't care about her health at any size attitude. But seriously, there's nothing licious about unwiped schwing-schwangs when you're too large to reach back there. I thank her for her sacrifice because now the healthcare system has one less patient to worry about. Maybe the plan with the COVID lockdowns was to make women like her fatter, so they wouldn't be around much longer. Is that a Chad heart that stopped beating? Up next, speaking of being overweight, Lizzo reveals 3 exercises to get your summer body. It's also kind of like a bald man giving hair care advice. I know what her 3 exercises are though. The Pringles curl, the couch sit down, and power milkshake slurp. Then you will be ready with your own summer body. Number 7, looks like Britney Spears deleted her Instagram account, as people that know her personally say that she's dysfunctional and in danger of growing broke. I think Trailer Park Britney is going to be a lot of fun, you guys. But how do you blow through $60 million? She'll be living on pan pizzas and looking like Lizzo shortly once she can no longer afford a Zempic. She was better off under her conservatorship. Her father tried to help her, and feminists call him the bad guy. Moving on, notice anything interesting about the 24 sexual predators the West Yorkshire Police Operation jailed? I guess this is what happens when you open up your borders and import the third world. But we shouldn't be too harsh on them because they look like future lawyers and doctors. What do you expect when their main role model was into underage people? Number 9, this woman is a single mother and she wants to know if you can actually give her a hand with groceries. How about no, because you're strong and independent woman, and we wouldn't want to stop you from showing it. How about instead of asking for help from men, she can start asking the bears? But not to worry, some simp named Ray will help her out, but he needs a favor. If not, I'm sure that there are tax dollars out there somewhere already doing it. Up next, here's what happens when you want to make love to a woman and she likes things rough and dirty. If they don't ever want it rough from you, then they don't find you attractive. Even if they do get it rough from you, they'll still chase after Chad, Ronan, and Enrique. Married guys that love their wives don't want to give it to her in a rough and degrading way. That's what the side chicks are for. Sounds like they want us to recreate the stuff that they see in Prawn. Number 11 is the difference between Beyonce in the 2000s and the 2020s. Looks like Michael Jackson would be so proud. Hee hee. But Michael Jackson had better music and videos. As for Beyonce, she's turning herself into a country singer now, so I guess that's perfectly fine. Our Beyonce is all grown up now and has literally turned herself into Kim Kardashian. Why are so many female celebrities resorting to whiteface these days? Moving on, remember when Amber Heard told Johnny Depp that no one will believe you because you're a man? Well, now she's in Spain somewhere as a single mother, most likely with Elon Musk's baby, and I guess she pooped the bed on that one. Quite literally. Remember, guys, that if you're white, straight, male, and religious, those four factors mean that you're more likely to be discriminated against, and there's nothing you can do about it. Amber's female privilege blew up in her face. Number 13, this woman is pissed off because she lived with her boyfriend for 2 years, and they split the rent for $300 a month each. But she found out recently that he actually owned the apartment. This is a smart man, and to be honest, this is the sort of thing that I did to girlfriends. One guy says don't buy a house. Create a trust and have the trust buy the property and then rent it from it. This allows you to protect the property from a breakup. Up next, which way Western men? One is Cuban and the other one is not hot. But it's a trick question, because they're both the same lady. With the low testosterone these days, more men than ever are choosing Ken instead. But it's sad when a post like this gets millions of blue-pilled guys picking one or the other. In 10 years, when the lover bots come out, no man will be picking either of these. Number 15, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson is an officially sanctioned fight now. Probably the shortest one in history as Mike Tyson mops the floor with them with only one punch or two, and he's more than twice his age. Even Muhammad Ali said that Tyson was the greatest. You better believe it. But I wonder if Jake Paul dies, will that still go on his pro boxing record? They could also put Mike Tyson in his Little John in the next Robin Hood film, and no one would complain, because of his race. It would be absolutely hilarious. Moving on, Cardi B owns 5 supercars but doesn't know how to drive. And she also has several platinum rap songs but doesn't know how to rap either. She probably bought the car so she could practice rubbing her swing on them like we see in all those videos. Not to worry though, she probably gets some hot Tyrone to drive around in them, and if he doesn't do what she says, he has to drive her and the car home. Number 17, finally an article that calls the teachers taking advantage of male students pedos. That's finally some progress. Now let's start sentencing them as men, which would be a good deterrent. Maybe someone needs to teach those female teachers not to rape. Why do you think they want to make it perfectly legal to be a MAP or minor attracted person? It's to help women like this rob the cradles without being thrown behind bars. Up next is a digital thought saying that if she can't have an abortion, that she will stop being with random strangers. Jesus says good. But this is just a conservative fantasy, and women like this just go out of state for an abortion instead. Or they use the morning after pill. Conservatives need to allow women to have abortions, because if liberals want to abort their kids or sterilize the ones that they do have, then just let nature run its course and let them go to extinction. Number 19, here's a scary thought. This is what millennial women will look like in 40 years when their terrible decisions finally catch up to them. That cat may look cute in her hands, but if she kneels over dead in her apartment, she's going to become human cat food. Also, let's not forget this sort of nonsense and what it's going to look like in 40 years. Also, why wait 40 years? Half of them already look like that now. Moving on, studies show that lesbian women die 20% younger than straight women due to social stigma according to a new study. Bi women die 37% sooner. No wonder the system wants to promote the alphabet agenda. But seriously, it looks like living with and having relationships with a female partner is stressful enough to shorten your life. But if you've ever been around lesbian relationships enough, you'll notice that the feminine one is the one with all the bruises. Number 21 is the difference between what people think AI is going to look like when it rebels versus what it's actually going to look like. All it needs to do is cater to male sexuality, and most men will love it and do anything for it, because of the fear of losing their fix. Ex Machina is more like it. Men will literally end themselves to gain access to robo-waifus. Even Joe Rogan is starting to see that this is true. Up next, a Chicago man robs a Louis Vuitton store for $210,000, while on parole for $46,000 stolen from a Prada heist. So he stole 3 things. I guess homie here really likes them luxury brands now, doesn't he? They will probably release him again, and what do you think he's going to steal next? If you vote to defund the police, then this is what you get. Fortunately, he stole less than $250,000 in goods, so it's only a misdemeanor in the blue studies. Number 23, it looks like I downloaded the right Teletubbies movie, because these look like a lot more fun than the other ones. These are the Teletubbies, and let me guess, the purple one is in the house getting busy. Maybe I should send everyone the link so they know if this is the right movie or not. Moving on is a former Lonely Fools model deleting her page and turning to God. Looks like the Simpscriptions have really taken a hit lately, and that's when they usually turn to God. They turn to traditionalism because they want a man with a low body count that can still bond with them, even though they won't be able to bond with him. Christianity is wonderful because you can live a life of sin, repent once, and all those sins and hopefully body count too get washed away. Number 25 and the last one, this Florida woman claims she only drank at red lights and stop signs and never actually while driving. Well, that's a relief, and you definitely can't argue with that sort of logic. That's what she told the cops and herself so that she doesn't have to take accountability. But by the looks of her face, it looks like she started drinking alcohol while she was still a fetus. So that's it for another Memes of the Week. Please give this video a like to push it up in the algorithm and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoy this series and want me to keep making it, then donate at the PayPal and subscribe star links below. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.